La 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 la. There's our theme song. We'll come up with a better one.
One that doesn't sound like it's going to get sued by Sesame Street.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Broadway Besties. I'm Kat.
And I'm Jesse.
And today we are going to be talking about the best opening numbers. Woo!
According to us.
Yes, according to us. Everyone is welcome to their own interpretation of their favorites.
Except Mark from Rent. He's garbage.
Yeah, Mark.
The actor.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he pays his wait staff accordingly and covers tip. But Mark, you suck.
No offense to anyone else named Mark.
No offense to any Marks who might also be videographers. Okay, anyway. Yes, welcome to Broadway Besties, a podcast where me and Kat talk about all things Broadway. Welcome. So, Kat, let's start us off.
I mean, as you can guess, I'm probably gonna do one that you have not seen yet, but All That Jazz from Chicago is epic because it starts off with basically one of the two leading ladies who has just killed her husband and sister has all these turns and everything, and the music is so the very first line is, "Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town?" And it's like there could be so many metaphors, like, is she painting with the blood she just spilt, or what's happening here? But I love it so much.
This is a song that has been put, it's a pop culture song.
It is a pop culture song.
I've heard this song in commercials. I've heard this song in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
This song is
epic.
Very important.
Yes, it is epic.
One that
my cat agrees.
Oh yes, our first guest. Our first guest, Cat. I would say that I don't even know where to start. But I'm gonna start with one that you haven't seen either, which is Carrying the Banner from the Broadway version of Newsies.
Ooh.
This song is incredibly upbeat. It's super fun. It really gets you excited for the show, because one thing that Newsies does best is big group numbers. So it really introduces you to the environment and to the characters really well. So yeah, I would say that Carrying the Banner is great. It's got a lot of great ways to set up the environment that our leads are in. It kind of shows you what their day-to-day life is and what it's like to be selling papes. They don't sell papers, they sell papes.
They sell papes.
Papes. And you see what it's like, and, they're like, well, it's not glamorous, but at least it's not digging ditches or other stuff. So it really sets the setting really, really well. So that's an opening that I would say is 100% really, really great, and one that's a really great way to start the show.
Yeah.
So what's another one that you got?
I have The Greatest Show from The Greatest Showman, because that first whoa thing, and then it's slam, stomp, and it's just it gives you goosebumps the second it hits you, and you're just whoa, this is gonna be epic.
It has so much style but substance that it lacks. Whoa. Tell Hugh Jackman you want your money back. Oh,
no.
This is the lamest show.
No.
Where the musical numbers are bright, but it falls short when it writes. Characters are shallow, they stoop so low. Oh, this is a subpar show. Yes, the music is so good, but that's all it really has.
But we are talking about musical numbers, and this musical number slaps. It is so friggin' good. It immediately gives you chills. You're like, wow, this is a great song, and you've only heard one musical.
It is a good opening.
And then, ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. It's oh, and it's got him silhouetted and side tilt, and it's just oh, this is the perfect just pose. I love it. It gives me chills every time.
It's very high energy. It is great. It's
Hmm.
it's a really great way to excite you. You know, it's
And
it's
it
like
starts and ends with this song. It just I love when they like bookend it with the same kind of song, but just slightly
yeah,
different.
just like in what Legally Blonde, what we covered, where they do "Oh My God, You Guys" is the finale, at like the
Yes.
final piece of music you hear with the first piece of music you hear.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a very high energy piece. It shows off the ensemble well, and it really sets the mood for a a how do I
It's your
say?
favorite musical.
No, not
I
even
know. I know.
close. But it does set the mood, and it really gets you in the mood to watch a musical. It's very high
Hmm.
energy. It uses the ensemble well. It's well shot.
Hmm.
So yeah, that is indeed a musical number. I'm sorry. I hate this movie so much.
I
I
know you
love the
do.
music. I used to love the movie, and then I caught something. It was called thinking about the movie after watching it.
I still love the movie, even if you don't. It's fine.
It's no, it's
I can see
fine.
past it.
I still appreciate you as a person and as my amazing co-host.
Fight, fight, fight.
even if he has the worst character turn I have ever seen in a movie. Ah, yes, welcome. You belong here. You belong here. All of you get out in the street. Wait, what? Get out in the street. It's like, okay.
I
I
didn't kick
don't
him
know
out
where
on the
that came
street.
from. Well, yeah, he throws him
He
out of the
just
party. He's like, go back to the circus.
no, he says that they can't watch from the front, which is not okay, but
Well, oh yeah, it starts that they can't watch from the front, and then at the after party, he tells them to go back to the circus. It's like, okay, buddy, you're not better than them.
yeah.
But we'll save that for our
Yes.
inevitable
For our
episode.
inevitable battle. Where I will bring
Inevitable.
reinforcements and it will be great.
Oh yay! Greatest Showman. We'll have to save that for like an anniversary episode or something. We have to save that for like a special occasion. Can't just break out Greatest Showman like just
Get
at
y'all
any time.
amped up for that battle.
Yeah.
All right, what's another one for you?
Uh, one that I will have to say that I don't think you've heard yet is Welcome to the Renaissance from Something Rotten.
Hmm.
Once again, a great opening that sets the mood. It really establishes the era that you're in. They give you like fun little Renaissance facts, and then they establish that Shakespeare is like the best of the best. Um, it's got some comedy in it because it has like Puritan characters. So they're like, we're called Elizabethans, and then the character who's a Puritan walks out and he's like, they're all a bunch of heathens. Heathens headed straight for you know where. And then they just walk off stage, and then the way they treat Shakespeare, they treat him like a celebrity. So they roll out like a red carpet and stuff, and they
Mhm.
don't show his face or anything. And it is very, very upbeat. It's a very fun and uplifting song. So yeah, Welcome to the Renaissance really is a revolutionary, not necessarily a revolutionary opening, but it does. So I'm reading a book right now called Secret Life of the American Musical, and it is like a college course cram packed into a book about musical theater. And they say that when it comes to musical numbers, there are essentially two types of musical numbers that you see most common. One
Mhm.
that's a big number that uses everybody,
Mhm.
like Greatest Show,
Yes.
or something that's a solo piece, like All That
Mhm.
Jazz or What a Beautiful Morning in Oklahoma. Uh, One that has the lead starting the show.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are two of them. So yeah, so both of my examples right now are an example of group numbers where the leads kind of take the helm and or join the ensemble and let the ensemble set the stage, because I think a really good opening sometimes sets the stage so you know what environment the lead is in before they can take control of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so what's next up for you, Kat?
I have It's a Typical Day from Little Abner, which I know you haven't seen yet. And
Mhm.
this was like the first musical I ever got to be in, and so this one really just like hits home for me. But it lays the groundwork so perfectly because it's basically about this really tiny, obscure little hillbilly type town. And the very first part is it's a typical day in Dogpatch, USA, where typical folks do things in a typical way. And then first we rubs the sleep from our eyes, get our grub, and shoo away the flies. So you can tell they're not, it's a pretty poor town. And then we spend what's negotiable, then we get sociable, sitting around swapping lies, and then we drop by to collect unemployment pay. So that is like their thing. Like they just have like the most mundane, lazy life. Um, Spreading all this gossip and then just like have the government pay for their lifestyle. It's pretty funny. Um, and I love like it just is this whole musical about how they have this race where the women have to chase the men, and if they catch the men, they get to marry them. And then like there's this weird scene where the main character little Abner gets to go to the city, and they like try to get all the dog patch folks to be as like buff and strong as little Abner, and so they make this like chemical thing to try and disperse to everybody, but it like takes away their ability to like be like their personalities, which is really interesting. But yeah, I just love this one. It's like it introduces pretty much all the main characters you need. And then it's just it's a goofy little song and I love it.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. That will actually lead me into another kind of like really yeah, group openings are great. I have
Mhm.
not heard of Lil Abner, but that sounds like a fun song. Like that
It
very much
does have
sets
its
the environment.
yeah, it does have its like it would not fly if it was written today. So it's definitely like a generational kind of joke type of thing, but
Yeah.
it's a good show.
Yeah, it now is it a really can't fly today or is it like My Fair Lady where they could tweak it and bring it back?
They
Like
could probably there's a lot they would have to tweak for this. But
interesting.
we did do it in high school, so there like it can be shown, but it's definitely kind of like you watch it with a thing of like, oh yeah, but this was done a while ago, so don't take it too hearted to heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable. Like a precursor has to be put before it, kind of like what
Yeah.
they've been doing with like modern with certain Disney movies on Disney Plus or on HBO Max, where it's like we don't share these views. These were the views that were like
Yeah,
shown.
done at this time.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Okay, so when it comes to openings, here's one that you definitely have heard because we talked about before. Good
Mhm.
Morning Baltimore.
Yes, that's on my list.
Good Morning Baltimore is one that I love so
Yes.
much. It sets the stage while introducing it. It's a combination of both. It sets the stage while introducing our lead. Um, in such a catchy song. You hear about the neighborhood she lives in, you know, including everyone's favorite bum on his barroom stool.
Yep.
Um,
And the flasher who lives next door.
yeah, exactly. Because the rats are on my feet. Like she definitely shows you that she's not in the best part of town, unlike you know her rivals later
Hmm.
on, or even her best friend Penny,
Yeah.
where that she's not well off. So you see that Tracy comes from very humble origins, but her attitude cannot be bought.
Yes. I
Like
love Tracy.
yes, Tracy is great. It's great her singing about wanting her life to start and just so much how she wouldn't trade her little city for anything and how great it is and how much she loves it.
And I love how
Um
she sees herself, like, because one of the lines is, because when I start to dance, I'm a movie star. And, like, she just has, like, this huge confidence. And I love her so much for that. Like, she just doesn't let anything really phase her.
yeah. Agreed, 100%. She sees herself as like, I am A-list material.
Yes.
I may not look like what people call A-list material, but she throughout the show has that confidence that you find out is super attractive because
Mm-hmm.
she gets I forget what his name is, the big star of the show, but he
Oh
falls
yeah.
head over heels for her, and like to the point where he's like, I don't care about what you weigh, like I don't care how you look, I love you, which yeah,
Yeah.
that yes, Tracy exhibits that confidence from the beginning, and you just get this very, very wonderful opening song that sets the scene and shows the character like where she is. It's also an I Want song,
Yes.
which is just a triple threat of setting. It packs so much character into that one opening
Mm-hmm.
because she says, I move along because I know this isn't where I belong.
Yes.
I see
And the
those
world's
bright
gonna
lights
wake up and
shining
see
ahead.
Baltimore and me.
Yeah. I see those bright lights shining ahead, so someone invite me before I drop dead.
Yes.
Like, so, like,
Da, 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 da,
yeah, the
da,
melody is
da.
perfect.
I love it so much. We actually, me and my friends, when this came out, we got the CD and just blasted this on many of our road trips. So this whole
Yeah,
CD, it's so good. But yes, this is a great song to just kind of belt out to.
agreed.
I have to cross off ones that I've done now. Uh, I have a list. My next one is, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Circle of Life from The Lion King. It just that first like hi Savannah,
It feels
like
so
that.
bad.
Why?
So many people's cats have been held up with that song in the background, like Simba. Look at my cat. I don't even want to know how many people, but you've seen it. People have done that with the
I
cats
may or may
before.
not have done that when I was a little kid with my former cat. So
The
yes, that.
circle of life.
But that, like, as soon
I
as
still
that
love the
note
one from
hits,
Quarantine where the guy's holding his cat out his window. It's
oh, I know.
the
But yeah, as soon as that first note hits, it's like I get chills every time, even in the cartoon, because
yeah,
it's so powerful and it's such like a good like message throughout the whole song. And then again, it bookends with it at the end of the play and musical,
yeah,
or the musical and movie. There we go.
yeah. I'm going to add one that we might discuss further, maybe either in the next episode or in the near future, because it's
Mhm.
fresh in our minds.
Yes.
The opening of In the Heights,
Yes.
that is
Was
another one
awesome.
that introduces every character. It sets the scene
Hmm.
really well. The song is so catchy. I love it. It really sets the neighborhood up well. You see Usnavi's shop. You see I love the fact that his shop is the centerpiece and that his friends like go through it.
Hmm.
Like Abuela buying the lottery ticket, people buying coffee, people buying a soda, or just walking through and saying hi to Usnavi as he begins the day. And the
Hmm.
movie highlights it because the choreography that the
Yes.
movie does when
Is
you see the
incredible.
reflection of the dancers in his window,
Yes.
he's like looking out, and then they're like all dancing like in the crosswalk, like.
So good.
Yes. Yes, the opening of In the Heights is great. It establishes the characters super well. Um you you get like, and they establishes the relationships too. You see Usnavi being unable to ask Vanessa out. You see
Hmm.
Benny making fun of him for it, establishing that Benny's a really close friend. Uh even telling Usnavi, one of my favorites, you ain't got no skills. Yeah, Benny. Yeah, we need to talk about In the Heights soon. I need to also talk about how Benny is like one of the best boys ever.
He is one of the best boys. He's up there with Emmett. Him and Emmett are best boys.
Benny is a really good boy. Like I listen to When You're Home
Hmm.
constantly.
And
Um,
whoever they I forget his name, but whoever they cast in the movie is just
Oh my gosh,
his
he
voice
can
is
freaking
impeccable.
sing.
It's
He needs
it's
to do more. Like,
yes, I wanted him to have so many more songs. It's amazing.
agreed 100%. Like, he rocked it. Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. Yeah, In the Heights, it's a great song.
So my next one is it's a pretty simple and short one, but the producers opening night I just thought was a great one because it's like you're going we're gonna have a producers episode real soon. But basically it's like they're just talking about how his latest show, will it flop or will it go? And basically it's like this is the worst show we've ever seen. Um which it just kind of I love this, like it's like this really upbeat thing to talk about how it's like the most disastrous show they're watching. And it really kind of sets the stage for God, how am I gonna make a hit show? And then they're like, well, no, you'd actually make more money with a flop show than a hit show. And then it's like, oh my God, we're gonna make the worst show ever. And it's I just love, this is one of my favorite musicals as well. But it's a great kind of introduction. It's actually none of the main characters sing in it, which is nice. And so you get kind of like all the background chorus people to really have their moment to shine and just be like up front and center at the very beginning. And then you kind of end with him going, ah, crap. Well, now I got to figure out what to do.
I'm going to go off of another Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I'm just going to go with the opening of Hamilton.
Nice.
This song that Lin-Manuel Miranda performed at the White House. Everybody's like, have you ever seen that footage, Kat?
Mm-mm.
So Lin walks up and he's like, I got this rap song about Alexander Hamilton. Everybody kind of chuckles and dismisses. He opens into this song, which is the prototype for this opening, and then by the end, everyone is giving him a standing ovation.
Oh, nice.
This song builds off of In the Heights, essentially. Like, I will say right now that In the Heights laid the groundwork, and then Hamilton just like built off of that style with Lin telling stories with multiple characters and breaking the molds and genres, and like there's similarities between the two. When you boil down the structures to just the characters and the format and such, and even to the point where there is a comedic relief character that only shows up every once in a great while. In Hamilton, it's King George III, and in The Heights, it's everyone's favorite shaved ice guy. We'll get into that in the future, but the opening of Hamilton is so powerful. It opens with a question: how does a bastard orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean, impoverished and squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar?
Nice.
How did he grow up to be Alexander Hamilton? How did he grow up to be a founding father when literally from the first line, all of the odds are against him? Like, right away. Like, he's, born out of wedlock, that's a big deal back then. And, born in poverty, that's another, all the odds against him, dropped in a forgotten spot of the Caribbean. Spot people look over. It's so powerful, and the song just builds up. It has multiple meanings, such as there are characters who say we fought with him, while in Act 1 they fight alongside with him as his war buddies. In Act 2 they are fighting against him as his political rivals, played by the same actors. That line has a double meaning. Me, I died for him. His friend, who is one of his war buddies, talks about dying for him in war. And then the second bit talks about him dying as his son, defending his dad's honor. It has an act. The song is so deep, and it's only about 3 minutes long. And it just is continually saying, Alexander Hamilton, like, who are you? What's your name? The world is waiting for you. And it just sets the stage to be just blown away by such a unforgettable show. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it if you have Disney Plus. I won't go even further, but I will say that this opening is incredibly powerful. And I love that this is taken from Leslie Odom Jr.'s book. He played the original Aaron Burr, but how the show opens up with a question and then proceeds to answer it. is one
Mhm.
of the most clever things. But yes, so what next showstopper do you got for us, Kat?
Into the Woods. It is a 15-minute song, and it is epic because it introduces every single character. It gives their backstory, it gives their intention of what they want to go forward. Like, there's the baker and his wife, and there is Cinderella, and there is Jack and the Beanstalk, and then there is Little Red Riding Hood. Those are the main characters, and they try to set the scene for every single person. And I absolutely
I'm gonna
love.
have to stop you here, though. I have a question for you,
Yes,
though.
yes.
You're going to the festival? The
The King's
King's
Festival?
Festival? Okay, I'm sorry. I had to. Please continue.
I love the Cinderella storyline so much just because Anna Kendrick can do no wrong in my eyes, and she played it in the movie.
She really can't. She wants to play Squirrel Girl in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and she's actively. Just let her, Disney.
Just let her.
Let her be Squirrel Girl.
Give her everything she asks for, please. She's just a gem. um, but yeah, and then I love
Welcome to the Anna Kendrick Appreciation Podcast.
We will definitely have to do an Anna Kendrick highlighted episode because she has done. That's how she started, is in musical theater. Okay.
Yeah, and she's definitely. I would like to see her do more musical movies. It seems that after Pitch Perfect 3 that she hasn't really returned to that format lately, but I think she's long due to make a return. I think she would actually be perfect casting for the Enchanted sequel if they wanted to put a different princess in there.
She would, although the Enchanted sequel is about Giselle realizing that real life is not just happily ever after, which I think is a good thing.
God, that can go so wrong.
Yeah.
So fast. That if they turn this movie into a bummer, and also if my dumb idiot prince isn't in this movie.
Oh, he's 100%. I think all the characters, original characters, are coming
Menzel
back.
Sing this time, unlike the first
movie.
movie.
I hope so, because they really missed their mark when she didn't sing at all. Although maybe that was the point. Maybe it was supposed to be like ironic that they didn't give her anything to sing because she is one of the best voices in Broadway.
Should I quote it the way John Travolta says it, though?
Sure.
Wickedly talented Adele Dazeem.
Oh my God.
Listen to me quoting freaking 4-year-old memes here.
That will never not be funny.
Me and my friends used to say that every time Frozen came on, starring the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem.
It's like it wasn't even close. But yeah, I also love, my favorite is like the bluntness of Red Riding Hood, where she's like, oh God, it's so hard because there's so many.
Oh, this is lyrics. Sondheim doing Sondheim. How many words can I cram into my how many words can I cram into my singer's line before they have to breathe? I can't wait to show you putting it together from Sunday in the Park with George, where it's like, please let George just breathe, Stephen. Please let him breathe. But the witch raps, basically, like her breakdown is so memorable. The opening of Into the Woods is such a great. I love it. I prefer the Broadway version to the movie because I like the narrator introducing everyone, and the narrator is a character versus the baker being the narrator.
Yeah, but then you don't also have the like tragic death of the narrator in this one, which is nice.
Oh yay! One less tragic death. Oh yay! The death count.
It's Into the Woods to bring some bread to Granny, who is sick in bed. Never can tell what lies ahead. For all I know, she's already dead. Like, I just love Red Riding Hood is just so blunt and doesn't really care at the beginning, and it just cracks me up.
Yeah. On the topic of Into the Woods as an opening, it's so powerful. It sets the stage for all of the stories and how they can intertwine.
Yes.
I love Jack's mom lamenting about the cow.
Yes.
While her withers with her. Like, that line is so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that line. I love just all of it. The opening is fantastic. It's yeah. And then when it builds up to everybody singing it together, it just
Yes.
builds up perfectly.
It's so good.
And then I love the way they use it as the crux right before intermission. That's why I like the Broadway version more, because the Broadway version has Ever After.
Oh,
And then how they use it as the very ending song also.
nice.
Yes, I wholly agree.
Yay.
Um, Another one for me to pick as an opening song, I'm gonna have to pick Opening Up from Waitress.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good one.
Jenna, what's on the recipe today? Deep shit pot. Deep shit. I mean, deep dish blueberry bacon. It establishes comedy so well. Anybody who I used to listen to this as I was going to work at my retail job, because
Mm-hmm.
open it up, whether you're retail, you're in a restaurant, you're in a job like that, it just fits the cozy mood. Like, it's just another day, watching the clock's moving slow. uh yeah, but it's super upbeat. I love Opening Up so much. It's such a great song to really start the show and really again set the stage, introduce the characters, and I love it. It's great. Great instrumentation, great melody. Have you heard this one, Kat?
Yes. It's very
Oh,
good.
yeah, I love the opening of it. I love that her friends get little solos in it because uh, for one of the best characters ever, Dawn, her friend Dawn,
Mm-hmm.
gets a solo and sings about how every day is kind of the same, and the song is a big mood. The
Yes.
song can be a really big mood. So yes, open it up is a great one. So what's next up on your lineup?
Well, talking about bringing in the comedy straight away, even though it's a TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer can do no wrong to me. That is one of my epic favorite shows, and going through the motions is probably one of the funniest opening numbers ever because you have to have like watched at least some of the episodes to fully understand how perfect this whole musical is. But
Yeah.
like every single night, the same arrangement. I go out and fight the fight. Still, I always feel the strangest estrangement. Nothing here is real. Nothing here is right. And then she's like punching at these vampires the whole time. And like there's this whole battle scene, and she's just gently like singing this beautiful little harmonized little thing, and it's so funny. And then she's got demons to do background music for her. It's so
Hmm.
funny. I love this.
Well, you're saying a TV show that has a musical episode.
Yes.
I'm gonna go for a TV show that got a musical that we'll probably cover someday. SpongeBob SquarePants the
What?
musical. Yeah, SpongeBob the SquarePants. Did you know that?
No.
It is a musical where SpongeBob and Sandy and Patrick are trying to stop a volcano from leveling Bikini Bottom, and um, and it opens with a very wonderful song played on ukulele.
Hmm.
Uh, and then they add more instruments, but it starts with SpongeBob. The song is called Bikini Bottom Day. This song introduces all the characters. So you see SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Plankton, his robot wife Karen, his computer wife Pearl, and you get not really storylines, but just in case somebody had to take their kid to see it and never watched an ounce of SpongeBob, or their grandkid, they introduce the characters like, oh, Sandy does science, Patrick is going to stay uh Patrick gets a line where he's like, I'm spending all day underneath my favorite rock, Bikini Bottom. Now what rhymes with rock? I guess nothing rhymes with rock. And it's like, okay, that's very in character with Patrick. And the actors who played these characters did so incredibly well. And it is great. It's in character for all of them. And this musical was worked on by several different people. Are you
Hmm.
ready for this?
Yes.
It was worked on by, just to name a few, They Might Be Giants, Plain White Tees, John Legend, David Bowie, Sarah Bareilles. Um, Let me
What?
see. Yeah, Lady Antebellum.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this musical was worked on by a ton of musicians, and it
What the heck?
shows. It is super fun. It is super upbeat, and it's great. It's fun. It is essentially a really long SpongeBob episode. They carried over a couple songs from the actual like SpongeBob lore. Like they carried over like the Best Day Ever song and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And
Do they
yeah,
have the
and
fun
it's
song?
I don't think they had the fun song. No, they carry over the TV show theme song and Best Day Ever.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
it's a great time. But yes, this opening is very high energy. It's super fun. It introduces all the characters in a really fun way, and the ending is great because you have all the ensemble and they go, it's a typical, and SpongeBob goes, incredible, unordinary, extraordinary. Like he's just like every time they say that, like he's he like adds a more positive spin to it. And
Hmm.
yeah, the show is great. We'll definitely have to cover it in the future. But what's a musical that you have? Hopefully, your answer won't be as washed up as mine is. If you're ready to take a deep dive into your next pick.
Well, a deep dive is gonna go with something deep, which is I'm still hurting from the last 5 years. It doesn't start the way a normal musical would start with like something like big and exciting and happy and upbeat. This one is like you're gonna start the show off crying, um, which I loved because it's not a happy musical. There are happy points in it, but it's like about the beginning and end of a relationship. But it also like starts with the end, if that makes sense.
I'll
So like one
albeit
character tells the story
very
backwards to front.
toxic one.
Yes. Like the female character, which is who we start off with, Kathy, tells the story back to front. So she tells it from the ending of the relationship, and then as they like go through it, she ends with the beginning of the relationship. And then the character of Jamie, the man, starts with the beginning of the relationship and ends with the end of the relationship. So in the middle they meet together and there's like that perfect harmony, and then they cross ways again. But yeah, this one, it just breaks your heart. It's also just like beautifully written. Like they talk about how the relationship ended. So it's like Jamie arrived at the end of the line. Jamie's convinced that the problems are mine, and Jamie is probably feeling just fine because Jamie, spoiler alert, he leaves her. Um, and it just like she has all these questions in there because all he did was just write a note. And then like she's like, what about lies? What about things you swore to be true? It just is this beautiful kind of end that is starting the piece off, which I thought was really interesting. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So basically, for The Notebook, the musical, to be successful, which was
To
announced a
not
couple
book.
years back, to not book. For
Inside
those of you
joke.
who don't know, I texted everyone and I typed The Notebook in all caps, except I was so flustered that I spelled TH space NOTBOOK, so it was to not book.
Oh no, it was TEH. To not book.
To not book. To not book.
I want that as a shirt so bad.
So you're saying it just needs to copy the last 5 years because the relationship in The Notebook is very similar, where it's like,
Yeah, but
are you
they
two
have.
even good for each other? Like, I know in The Notebook it ends happier because they work it
Yeah.
out. Like they
Yeah,
go
they work
back
it
and
out.
forth a while, but The Notebook musical is probably going to be like having the audience question, just like the movie did, like, should you two be together? Like,
Yeah, because they were such strong, headstrong people that it was hard to like get their personalities to cooperate with each other. This one, it's like they both fell in love, and she's like an actress on like small time stages, and he is this like flourishing book writer that just keeps getting more and more bestsellers, and he gets all the attention and all these women like throwing themselves at him, and he like gives into temptation, but she kind of doesn't get to where she wants to be, and he is kind of just very egotistical, and it starts off like both of them having these big dreams, and then one of them kind of getting these big dreams but then taking advantage of the fame and everything that comes with it, and her kind of getting left behind and feeling like she's not important enough to him, and then he just kind of leaves her in the lurch, which is awful. And you wanna like his character, and then by the middle of it you're like, no, that's not okay.
So it's kind of opposite of Sunday in the Park with George, where he is so focused on his art that the girl leaves him for a guy that actually appreciates her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he dies, but they had a kid. It then crosses generations, and then his name is also George, and he's also an artist, and they do that as an excuse so that they can have George in Act 1 and Act 2 be played by the same actor.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, so that's what, because I've never seen Last 5 Years. It's definitely on our list, and
yes, it's
because
so
I love Jeremy Jordan, so we'll probably have to do a
yes.
Jeremy Jordan double feature where you show me that and then I show you Newsies.
Yes, and this was the movie I was introduced to Jeremy Jordan with, so I was like, oh my god, who is this amazing singer? I need to delve deeper.
Can we just say we stan Jeremy Jordan? Because he also off stage is just a really good guy.
He has like little cabaret nights that he does for people, and it's just, his voice is just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna love Newsies then.
There is a song that in the Last 5 years where it's basically him deciding he's gonna leave Kathy, and it's called Nobody Needs to Know, and it's where he's shown like he's he's trying to figure out how to make it work, and he's also just like so over it, and there's just this beautiful like note that he hits, and it just gives me chills every single time, because it just
you're gonna love Newsies.
It's like an angel is singing to you. It's just perfect.
He gets a whole solo song right before intermission in Newsies.
Oh, I'm excited.
All to himself, and he belts. If you want to listen to Jeremy Jordan belt, like,
yes,
that's it. But yeah, Last 5 Years is definitely on the radar, but going off of relationships, I'm going to pick It's Your Wedding Day from Wedding Singer the Musical. This song is super fun and upbeat, and you see Robbie in his elephant element, not an elephant.
You see Robbie and his elephant. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just like Moulin Rouge. What's
that's
that
what I was
line?
thinking. Like he's
Rouge?
getting a...
You are up here singing about love in an elephant. Standing in an elephant singing about. I love Moulin Rouge, but I have to admit there are some lines that it's like you could have maybe done a second take, maybe. Okay, they just.
Maybe that's the point. They wanted it to be so over the top for those takes. Yeah. That's probably why it was done that way.
No, I'm thinking about the hat crumpling scene.
We'll get there.
That's just, it's supposed to be sinister, but it's so funny. It's like, if he had just said the line and been sinister, it would have been that way, but they zoomed in on him crumpling up his hat. And
it just shows how crazy he is.
Yes. I need to edit that together for like a TikTok or something. It's like when you have food in the fridge with your name on it. I just don't like other people touching my things.
Yes.
Me when I write my name on the pizza box in the fridge with marker.
Oh my god.
I need to make that a TikTok. Okay, so.
Oh my god. We've lost him. We've lost him, folks.
Okay. It's just the hat. He has to crumple up the. If he didn't crumple up the hat, it would be. Okay, I got it. I'm reining it in.
Oh my god.
Okay. No, I'm just thinking about that. Okay. It's
The
Your
Wedding Singer.
Wedding Day from Wedding Singer.
Yes.
Super fun, super upbeat. It's like a rock song. It is. And here's the thing. Wedding Singer is just like Wedding Singer the movie as a musical. They use 80s music, they use synth, they use 80s style rock, because that's what Wedding Singer was. It was literally the 90s sending a love letter to the 80s.
Yes.
And thus, Wedding Singer the musical does the same. The opening song, It's Your Wedding Day, is one of its best. It's one of the best songs. It's great. It's fantastic. It's a great listen. It's you get to meet Robbie as a character, and you see that he's in his element, not elephant, as a wedding singer, and it's super fun. And then it's one of those songs that they bring back as the finale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then where now he's singing "It's Your Wedding Day," but he's happily singing about his own.
Aww.
Him getting married, so it's very sweet. But moving on, what do you have next up for us, Kat?
All right, next one I have is Willkommen from Cabaret, and it's mostly in German, so I don't know half of what it's saying, but it is so fun to start the show off with because it's got this very sassy like MC guy, and he's like welcoming everybody, but he's also like making like jokes and stuff to the audience. He's like, in here, life is beautiful. The girls are beautiful. Even the orchestra is beautiful. Like he just like picks on little like things, and it's if you've seen Schitt's Creek, you kind of know a little bit of it because they do Cabaret in the final season, or is it the final season or the season before? But yes, it's just so fun, and I like the little sassy man that kind of gets to introduce everything and has like little bits throughout the whole show. Yeah, that's sorry, I like lost my breath there for a second for some reason.
You're fine.
My body was like, stop breathing.
I was like, well, I would like to welcome you to my next pick, which is Welcome to the Rock from Come From Away.
Oh.
This song establishes Newfoundland. It establishes where the show will be taking place. You get to meet the locals, and it is a jam. You get to meet all the people. You get to meet the police officer who writes tickets, and his tickets say, like, because it's so calm out there, he writes tickets that say STFD, which is slow the blink down, as a warning ticket. And you're like, oh yeah, this is great, and you get to hear all, but then you hear the moment where, because it takes place on 9/11, at the very end of the song, you're hearing the hints about what's coming up ahead. But you get to hear about this island and how they are here at the edge of an island where the river meets the sea. And you get to hear all these wonderful people, whether it's people bringing coffee to the smoke, coffee to people who are on strike, or someone who's like, 5 minutes till my smoke break. Like, you're meeting real people. Yeah. That's what's so good about this. This is not even just a little town that it's like, oh, you get to maybe see like a glimpse into. No, you are literally seeing into their lives. You're seeing lives into teachers who are like, oh, it's our first day back at school, stuff like that. It's stuff like that. Nice. Yes.
Now, do you know in the show that it's about 9/11 off the bat, or is it like a remember me thing where you don't learn it till the last 5 minutes?
It is right. So Come From Away takes place. So this is a true story. Obviously, when the planes hit the towers, every airfield was panicking, and they needed to get every plane they could out of the air. So a ton of those planes were a ton of them were redirected to Newfoundland, up in
Hmm.
Canada, up in Gander. So it's about how a town of about 8,000 people suddenly doubled in size overnight, and how they
Oh
welcomed in
wow.
people from around the world and showed hospitality and these great times and taught the locals their traditions. You hear the stories of the
Oh.
people on the plains. One of my favorite songs is a song called Prayer, where it
Hmm.
begins with people singing a hymn, and then it transitions to people singing in Hebrew who are Jewish. Then it has people who are Muslim who are praying. It has people praying in other
Oh.
languages, and then it just unites together to show like
Yeah.
all of them united in one moment that I love. You see them ringing in hospitality. You get to hear the songs of. I can't wait to show it to you because we're getting Apple TV in September. So
Yeah.
"Come From Away" is definitely going to be uh, one of our episodes for sure. Like, because I mean, I'm not going to keep it for forever, so we'll do that, and we'll probably watch that one TV show that I can't pronounce that everybody's talking about. That like,
Brigadoon?
yes, the one that has like Kristen Chenoweth
Yes.
and like
It's
all
so
the.
good.
It's
It's so
basically
good.
just parodies like all the Golden Age musicals. Like, so I'm
It's
already on
so
board.
good.
I haven't watched a single episode because I didn't like skip it or have any thoughts about it. I just want to binge it. Like,
Yes.
and then I
I
also
binged
wanted
it
to watch
in a
Central
day.
Park, which is also a musical.
Oh,
So
nice.
like, so yeah, so the Apple TV's got musicals. So way to
Yep,
go,
they're
Apple!
they're stepping up their game.
They got musicals in the Charlie Brown Christmas special. How dare they? They're holding the Charlie Brown Christmas special hostage, and I hate that because that's like one of my absolute favorites. So I had to go and buy the DVD. How dare you, Apple? How
Aw.
dare you? Um, but yeah, yeah. So that's what Come From Away is about. It's about you hear all the stories of the people on the plains, you about the pilots, about the people who lived in Canada. Uh, you get a really good peek into it about Newfoundland, and it is great. It is a beautiful show. It
Sounds
and
beautiful. I will definitely check it out.
oh yeah, I can't wait for to watch it and for us to review it.
Yes.
And um so yes, welcome to the Rock. So yes, they actually know is up to the second song because the first one ends with one of them saying "Turn on your radio," and that's
Mhm.
foreshadowing to them hearing about the attacks and
Mhm.
everything. And then it leads to the second song, which is them going like, "Oh, all the planes are being diverted here," like immediately.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's Come From Away. Welcome to the Rock, a great opening. So what's another one that you got for us, Kat?
The last one on my list is Seasons of Love from Rent, because even though you have a love-hate relationship with Mark from Rent, we can all agree Rent is an epic musical. And that just, I love how they start off, like, they don't do any big production for it. It's just the characters on stage lined up in a row and singing about how many minutes and moments make up a year, and how what things um conspire within, or is it conspire, what things happen within that year. And I think it's this beautiful song. And I actually learned about Rent in high school from um a one act that someone decided to redo Rent as like test, and so it's like, how are we going to pass this test, which is really stupid, but they kept this song in, which I thought was really beautiful. And it made me want to actually watch the real
Hmm.
thing behind it, which was Rent. And
So
yeah.
so we should touch on this because the movie opens with that. The
Hmm.
stage show saves Seasons of Love for like way later.
Really?
Yeah, the show opens with that guitar beat. You don't get Seasons of Love. You open with the hardcore guitar, the
Yeah.
yeah, that's how you open the movie. Like they
Huh.
opened it with Seasons of Love, so people probably watching the movie go like, "When are we gonna get Seasons of Love?" It's like, here, have it right out the gate. Now watch my movie. But but
Well, I
yeah,
had no clue. Yeah.
in the stage version, it opens straight away, like in your face with
Hmm.
the with the, we're not going to pay rent. They're shutting off our power. Let's burn our screenplays and our books and be real artists. And Collins is getting beat up in the street, and it is in your face. It is grunge. It is rock. It is the voice of a rebellious generation.
Nice.
It is, as they say, Bohemia. It is, later on in the show. And yeah, I love Ren. I just hate Mark.
Yeah.
But my introduction to Ren, this is a short dissect, was actually Another Day.
Mm-hmm.
That song captivated me. Like, I was like, why won't he just let her? I knew nothing about the story.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about the story, but when he was singing about it and her singing, I was captivated by Mimi's part,
Mm-hmm.
No Day But Today. And then just the choir behind her and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just really captivates me. That bit, like that whole song. But my last opening for the day is going. There's so many to pick, and this will probably be a part 1. We'll probably like find new openings and do another episode in the future. This is not an end all be all. This is just some of our favorites. Best openings part 1. To wrap this up, I think I am going to have to pick Oh My God, You Guys from Legally Blonde.
Nice.
It is a great opening. We discussed this in our episode, but so we won't spend too long on it. But it's very high energy. It really showcases like the show. It shows ahead of time that Elle is already smarter than what people think when she like picking out her dress, and the person's trying to sell her like last month's like big hit, and she's like, no, you wouldn't be able to and she like outsmarts her, and they really set you up for the whole show. Very high energy, great use of ensemble, great use of the leads. Has the dog. She's at the Old Valley Mill. She's at the Old Valley Mall. Yeah, and
yes,
we went into full detail about this, but the last one that comes to mind is Oh My God, You Guys. Just a great one. Just a great way to start a very high energy, very fun show. But it seems that we are coming to a close about this episode about openings. But thank you very much. Any closing thoughts, Kat?
Leave a comment below about what your favorite musical opening number is, and we will,
Any comment that says Greatest Showman is trash gets a heart.
No, I will root for you. I will be like, yeah.
and we can all agree the music is great. The writing is the problem. And thank you for sticking around, even if you heard me go into a maniacal fit, because that guy in Moulin Rouge crumples his hat in just such a... If he didn't crumple the hat and then the screen shakes and he's like shaking and it's supposed to be scary, but it's like if you see like an old horror movie, like it's not scary. It's just like...
I think it's mostly to show like how unhinged he really is, even though he's supposed to be like this very dignified person.
Yeah,
but it just it's a vibe.
It's a moment of crushing his hat.
Yes.
But it's fine, everyone, because you know what we have, though?
No day but today.
Well, no, we have that, but we also have love.
Love.
We have love.
Love is a many splendid thing.
Love. Because Ewan McGregor that's the way he says love. Love. Never love, just love. Love.
Love is a many splendid thing.
He makes it so... That's the funny thing that I've heard people say about Moulin Rouge. It's just that they never talk about what love is. They just know that good people are in love and bad people can't be. And that's just the point. Moulin, they never explore what it means to be in love. They just sing about it and say love a lot.
Yes.
Never play a drinking game and take a shot every time they say the word love in Moulin
Oh
Rouge.
God, you will need to go to the hospital, get your stomach pumped.
Yeah, yeah. You will not be in love.
Yeah.
Love. Because that scene says love, and Ziggler, well, he always like over exaggerates everything he says. Like he's always the guy who owns the bordello. Like
Hmm.
he's always like, oh, ho, ho. He's always like jolly, but just freaking McGregor, love. I've never been in love. What does it mean to be in love? Like,
Oh my goodness.
it's great. I will. But yes, thank you everyone for listening. Let us know what your
Yes.
favorite opening is and what we missed, whether it's from an obscure show or
A big
and
number.
also yeah, a big opening number. Let us know what your favorite opening is and what it's from, whether it's from a show that a lot of people know about or one that you might just love yourself. Thank you once again to my amazing co-host, Kat. Thank
Gotcha.
you for being here and sharing lots of fun songs. And yes, thank you to
Anytime.
those who listened. And we will see you again in the near future
Yeah.
for more Broadway goodness. Until then.
Absolutely. Bye.